Hopefully we get the Devin Haney rematch, and then whoever else wants it. You know, Teofimo Lopez, he's on my radar. A lot of people that everybody wants to see. That's what I want to fight, so it's going to be good.
Ryan Garcia, I mean, that fight has question marks. It's unfinished business. You know, we're on a clean playing field, even playing field. We know that I'm going to be victorious. There is no bad blood with Eddie. You know, if an opportunity comes this way, you know, where we can work together, then it will happen. If not, then, you know, I appreciate Eddie for everything that he's done for me. He put me, you know, in position. He gave me a chance in the beginning, and I couldn't appreciate him enough for that.
Ryan Garcia has confronted Devin Haney on Live about their potential rematch. Garcia and Haney faced off in a highly anticipated fight on April 20th, 2024 at the Barclays Center. Garcia won by majority decision, but the result was overturned to a no contest after Garcia tested positive for the banned substance ostarine. He was subsequently banned for a year by the New York State Athletic Commission.
I still think Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Don't fight that type of style. Don't stand right in front of him.
Yeah.
Do your Devin Haney, and get out of there.
And that's what you do with rematches. You find everything you did wrong. You know it instantly after the fight's over. You come back and you right those wrongs. I do believe that it's a rematch that he will win. I think we talked about this time and time again. I think it's a rematch that both guys really need to have.
Recently, during a live confrontation, Devin Haney expressed his desire for a rematch, but insisted that Garcia undergo year-round random testing through the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association before they could fight again. Haney emphasized the importance of a clean and even playing field. In response, Garcia criticized WADA and announced that he would never use their services again, claiming that it was unethical and that he would always maintain his innocence. The future of the rematch remains uncertain, with both boxers continuing to exchange heated words on social media. Haney plans to return to the ring in March 2025, while Garcia's return date is still unclear due to his suspension and ongoing wrist injury. In April 2024, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney faced off in a highly anticipated match. Garcia initially secured a majority decision victory, having knocked Haney down 3 times during the fight. However, the triumph was short-lived. Garcia tested positive for ostarine, a banned substance, leading to the bout being overturned to a no contest. Consequently, Garcia received a 1-year suspension, retroactive to the fight date, and faced financial penalties.
This is my secret bro. Steroids, gang. I'm looking big.
Star boxer Ryan Garcia has tested positive for a performance-enhancing substance both the day before and on the day of a surprising victory over Devin Haney last month. This news comes from a letter by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. The testing samples were collected prior to the fight, but the results only surfaced afterward.
Following the controversy, tensions between Garcia and Haney escalated. Haney expressed reluctance to consider a rematch, citing the integrity of the sport and the implications of Garcia's failed test. In response, Garcia took to social media declaring, "I'll never give him nothing again," indicating his unwillingness to engage with Haney in the future. Adding to the drama, Garcia made a public appearance at Gervonta Davis's fight against Frank Martin in Las Vegas, wearing a t-shirt emblazoned with "Rematch me, bitch." This stunt was perceived as a direct challenge to Davis, with whom Garcia also shares a contentious history. Despite the provocative gesture, Garcia and Davis were seen embracing after the event, leaving fans speculating about potential future matchups. As of January 2025, both fighters are charting their paths forward. Haney has announced plans to return to the ring in March 2025, though he has indicated that a rematch with Garcia is unlikely in the immediate future. Garcia's suspension is set to conclude in April 2025, and he has expressed interest in facing other opponents before considering a bout with Haney.
He did whoop Devin Haney.
That wasn't a steroid whooping, bro. That was just a cold blood.
That was bad.
They ever run that back?
For sure they're going to run it back because
Devin Haney's suing him for assault and battery.
That's wild.
Nah, that's
I guess the rationale is that if he used PEDs to beat him, then it ruined his reputation. How much damage did that cost to his career? And that's what he's suing for.
Or you could just get it back in blood.
Do you think Devin Haney could knock out Ryan Garcia?
No.
Prominent figures in the boxing community have weighed in on the potential rematch. Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, has listed a Garcia-Haney rematch among the top 5 fights he wishes to see in 2025, highlighting the global interest in their rivalry. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's rivalry didn't begin in the ring. As two of the brightest stars in the lightweight division, their names were often linked in discussions of future champions. The build-up to their initial bout in 2024 was intense, with trash talk and heated exchanges fueling the hype. Garcia, known for his speed and charisma, contrasted sharply with Haney's disciplined, technical style. The clash of personalities made the fight one of the most anticipated of the year. In late 2024, Devin Haney filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia, alleging fraud, battery, and breach of contract related to Garcia's positive PED test following their initial bout. In response, Garcia has stated that he will not consider a rematch unless Haney drops the lawsuit. He emphasized, "Drop the lawsuit first before we even have a conversation about a rematch." Oscar De La Hoya, Garcia's promoter, has dismissed the necessity of a rematch, asserting that Garcia destroyed Haney in their initial encounter. De La Hoya stated, "I don't see any need for Ryan to fight Devin again."
Michelle Joy Phelps with Fight Hub TV, and I'm joined now with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar, it's good to see you here in London. Let's bring the missus in. You guys look really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Feeling?
We feel great. She's a little cold, but we're okay.
It is a little chilly out here at the moment.
You can't ruin the outfit. You can't wear the jacket today.
Yes. Well, I have to ask you, Turki Al-Sheikh's #1 fight that he wants to make is going to be the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. What do you make of that?
If Ryan Garcia wants it, then that's what he wants. But me personally, I see no need for it. Ryan Garcia destroyed him, and that's the bottom line. So I think we have to make the best fights possible. And there's fighters here like Teofimo. There's fighters here that we can match up Ryan with anyone and make a terrific event.
I'm going to ask you, Tio's right here. Obviously, that was one of the fights I said I wanted to see the most in 2025. Conversations, possibly. I know that he's a little bit intertwined in something complicated at the moment, but obviously, if and should he be free later in the year, maybe a fight between those two?
Yeah, absolutely. If they're the best at the moment, if that's what people want to see, we have to make it. I mean, look, I sound like a broken record here, but I was once a fighter, and I'm a promoter now, but I think like a fighter. I want to see the best fight the best.
When the fight finally happened, it delivered on the action front, with Garcia showcasing his power and Haney demonstrating his resilience. However, the post-fight drama surrounding Garcia's positive test overshadowed the contest. The overturning of Garcia's victory and subsequent suspension became the focal point of their rivalry. Garcia has vehemently denied knowingly ingesting any banned substances, claiming contamination in his supplements as the likely cause of the positive test. While this defense is not uncommon in the world of professional sports, it has done little to repair the damage to his reputation. Critics have pointed to the incident as a stain on his career, and even some of his fans have expressed disappointment. Despite this, Garcia has remained defiant. His social media presence has been a mix of motivational posts, fight announcements, and pointed remarks aimed at Haney and other rivals. His claim that he won't give Haney another opportunity indicates that Garcia views the situation as one where he is still in control. For Garcia, a rematch represents not just a chance to settle the score, but also an opportunity to restore his legacy. Devin Haney, on the other hand, has taken a more cautious and calculated approach. By refusing to commit to a rematch, Haney has positioned himself as a fighter who prioritizes integrity and fairness in the sport. In interviews, Haney has expressed disdain for fighters who fail tests, arguing that it undermines the spirit of competition. Haney's decision to explore other opponents first is also strategic. By avoiding Garcia, he distances himself from the controversy and focuses on building his own legacy. However, some critics argue that Haney is dodging a rematch because he knows the first fight exposed vulnerabilities in his game. The back and forth between Garcia and Haney has divided fans. Garcia's supporters argue that his positive test was an honest mistake, and that his performance in the ring warrants a rematch. They point to the 3 knockdowns he scored as evidence of his superiority over Haney. Haney's fans, however, see Garcia as a tainted competitor whose victory is invalidated by his failed test. For them, Haney's refusal to entertain a rematch is a principled stand, rather than an act of avoidance. A rematch between Garcia and Haney would undoubtedly be a blockbuster event, both financially and in terms of viewership. The The stakes would be incredibly high, with each fighter looking to prove a point. For Garcia, it would be about redemption and proving that he can defeat Haney without controversy. For Haney, it would be a chance to silence critics who believe he got lucky with the no contest ruling. From a technical perspective, both fighters would need to make adjustments. Garcia's aggressive style and powerful left hook would be key weapons, but he would need to improve his defense to avoid Haney's precise counterpunches. Haney, known for his boxing IQ, would likely focus on avoiding Garcia's power shots while dictating the pace with his jab and movement. The Garcia-Haney saga is not just a personal rivalry, it reflects broader issues in boxing. The controversy has reignited debates about testing protocols, the fairness of retroactive punishments, and the role of social media in promoting fights. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, and other regulatory bodies have faced criticism for inconsistencies in how they handle positive tests. Cases like Garcia's highlight the need for clearer guidelines on supplement use and contamination. Additionally, the use of social media by fighters like Garcia has transformed how boxing feuds are conducted. Trash talk and callouts no longer happen solely at press conferences. They play out in real time on platforms like Twitter and Instagram. This shift has made boxing rivalries more accessible and engaging for fans, but has also blurred the line between genuine competition and entertainment. While the focus remains on a potential rematch, both Garcia and Haney have other options. Garcia's appearance at Gervonta Davis's fight suggests that he is eyeing a rematch with Tank. Their first fight was a financial success, and a second bout would likely draw even more attention. Haney, meanwhile, has been linked to fights with Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko. Both opponents would provide Haney with opportunities to further solidify his place among the lightweight elite. Boxing commentator Adam Smith has advocated for a rematch, suggesting it should occur at an agreed weight to settle the controversy definitively. Smith remarked, "A rematch is needed to clear the air and determine the true superior fighter." Conversely, some analysts believe the rematch may never materialize due to ongoing disputes and contractual disagreements. Concerns have been raised about Garcia's decision to skip voluntary anti-doping association testing, which could impede negotiations. Despite the challenges, both fighters have expressed interest in facing each other again. Haney considers the rematch a priority for 2025, stating, "It's personal for me. I want to set the record straight." Garcia, however, maintains that legal matters must be resolved before any discussions can proceed. He responded to Haney's rematch demands by emphasizing the need to address the lawsuit first. The heated discourse surrounding the potential rematch has drawn opinions from boxing's elite, including legends like Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and Bernard Hopkins. Their perspectives not only underscore the magnitude of the controversy, but also highlight its implications for the sport. Speaking on his podcast, Tyson advocated for the rematch, stating, "Ryan and Devin need to settle this in the ring. That's how champions prove themselves. Forget the legal stuff. Get in there and fight." Tyson's words resonated with fans who believe that the sport's essence lies in competition, not litigation.
Hi, Mike. Yes, sir. Thank you so long. Thank you for coming. No, pleasure to be here. Congratulations. Thank you.
Mayweather took a different stance, emphasizing the importance of upholding boxing's integrity. If there's any doubt about fairness, you can't just jump into a rematch. Both fighters need to be clean, disciplined, and ready for the world to believe in the outcome. A longtime advocate of boxing rivalries, Hopkins expressed frustration with the delays. This is the kind of fight that revives boxing's golden days. Fans want to see closure. Ryan versus Devin II could be the fight of the year if it happens. Both Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney have shown growth as fighters since their controversial bout. This evolution adds another layer of intrigue to the potential rematch. Since his suspension, Garcia has used his downtime to focus on strength and conditioning. Videos of his training sessions reveal an emphasis on endurance and defensive maneuvers, two areas where he struggled in the first bout. Garcia's explosive speed and devastating left hook remain his most potent weapons. His ability to score knockdowns against Haney in their initial fight demonstrated his power and precision. Analysts have pointed out that Garcia's tendency to drop his guard leaves him vulnerable to counterpunches. If he can shore up his defense, he'll be a far more formidable opponent. Haney, on the other hand, has continued to fight top-tier opponents, maintaining his sharpness in the ring. His bouts against Shakur Stevenson and George Kambosos Jr. showcased his improved footwork and adaptability. Haney's technical skill, jab accuracy, and ability to control the pace of a fight are his hallmarks. His durability and composure under pressure were evident in the Garcia fight, where he recovered from multiple knockdowns. Critics argue that Haney lacks the knockout power to decisively finish opponents. Against a heavy hitter like Garcia, he must maximize his defensive capabilities and avoid trading punches. Legal battles often complicate high-profile boxing rivalries, and Garcia versus Haney is no exception. Haney's lawsuit against Garcia highlights the increasing overlap between sports and litigation.
But there's people that say you don't have knockout power, though. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, the people that say I don't have knockout power is the people that don't be in the ring with me. And if I don't got knockout power, come show me then. Come walk through all these punches that I'm going to give you, and then we'll see. And so, man, as long as I'm winning, I got this far without knockout power, shit, let's keep going with it.
Haney's legal team has accused Garcia of engaging in willful misconduct by failing a test, which they argue compromised the integrity of their initial bout. Garcia's team has countered by claiming that the test results were due to unintentional contamination. Until the lawsuit is resolved, both fighters remain at an impasse. Promoters have expressed concern that ongoing litigation could delay the rematch indefinitely. The involvement of legal teams underscores the high stakes of modern boxing, where reputation and financial considerations weigh as heavily as physical performance. Garcia versus Haney rematch would be a lucrative affair, likely drawing millions in pay-per-view revenue and ticket sales. Promoters and networks are eager to capitalize on the rivalry, seeing it as an opportunity to boost boxing's popularity. Analysts estimate that a rematch could generate over $100 million in revenue, particularly if it's held in a marquee venue like Las Vegas or Saudi Arabia. Major brands are reportedly interested in sponsoring the event, given the fighters' marketability and global fan bases. The financial incentives create additional pressure on both fighters to resolve their disputes and move forward with the bout. Social media has become a battleground for fans, with hashtags like Garcia Haney 2 and Settle It in the Ring trending regularly. The division among fans reflects the broader debate within the sport. Supporters of Garcia argue that his knockdowns in the first fight prove his superiority. They dismiss the PED controversy as an unfortunate mistake, urging Haney to stop hiding and accept the rematch. Conversely, Haney's backers see Garcia as a tainted competitor whose victory was invalidated by his positive test. They applaud Haney's decision to prioritize integrity over profit. The passion of fans on both sides demonstrates the emotional investment in this rivalry, heightening the stakes for a rematch. The Garcia versus Haney saga raises important questions about the future of boxing. The controversy has reignited debates about the effectiveness and fairness of testing protocols. Calls for stricter regulations and transparency are growing louder. The rivalry also highlights the power dynamics between fighters and their promoters. While fighters like Garcia and Haney have significant autonomy, their decisions are often influenced by the financial interests of their promotional teams. Finally, the saga underscores the need for boxing to address its image issues. High-profile controversies can attract attention, but also risk alienating fans who crave genuine competition. If legal disputes are resolved, Garcia and Haney could agree to a rematch in late 2025. This would provide closure for fans and potentially redefine both fighters' careers. If negotiations stall, Garcia may pivot to other opponents, such as Gervonta Davis or Teofimo Lopez. While this would keep his career on track, it might leave the Haney rivalry unresolved. Similarly, Haney could pursue fights against Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko. While these bouts would enhance his resume, they might not generate the same excitement as a rematch with Garcia. The rivalry between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney remains one of boxing's most captivating narratives, blending athletic brilliance, personal animosity, and public controversy. Both fighters, young and immensely talented, have been at the center of intense debates following their initial bout in 2024. That fight, which saw Garcia knock Haney down 3 times before a decision win, was later overshadowed by Garcia's failed test, resulting in the bout being ruled a no contest. This development has since fueled animosity between the two fighters and sparked ongoing discussions about a potential rematch.
A lot of people don't know this, but you beat Ryan Garcia in the amateurs.
Yeah.
What would happen now?
I do feel like Ryan has got better since the amateurs, but I don't feel like he got that much better. It won't be no different in the amateurs. In the amateurs, we were like very competitive. We would go back and forth. But now I don't feel like it would be a close fight with us.
And that's what I did. And now we're here. When you guys squared off that night in Anaheim,
there was a little bit of tension, but it was mostly friendly between you two in that moment. It clearly has changed in the build-up for this fight. For you, Ryan, what made it change?
Just growing up and just, I don't know, I just matured and I just don't like him. That's it. I'm gonna go after him, I'm gonna go get him. Simple.
For Ryan Garcia, the stakes are monumental. He has spent much of his suspension year focusing on rebuilding his physical and mental game. Videos of his training showcase a renewed emphasis on defense and endurance, areas that were criticized during the first fight. Garcia's explosive left hook and speed remain potent weapons, but he knows that a rematch with Haney would require a more disciplined and strategic approach. Publicly, Garcia has maintained a defiant stance, dismissing Haney's criticisms and framing himself as the victim of an unfair system. However, his actions, like appearing at public events with provocative messages aimed at his rivals, suggest that he is fully aware of the importance of controlling the narrative in this rivalry. Devin Haney, on the other hand, has continued to solidify his reputation as a principled and disciplined fighter. He has used the fallout from Garcia's failed test to emphasize his commitment to clean competition and fair play. Haney has been vocal about his reluctance to grant Garcia a rematch, citing the importance of preserving the sport's integrity. In the ring, Haney has kept busy, facing top-tier opponents like Shakur Stevenson and George Kambosos Jr., sharpening his skills and addressing criticisms of his power and finishing ability. His calm, calculated approach in the face of Garcia's provocations highlights his mental fortitude, an asset that would be crucial in a rematch. The legal disputes between the two fighters add another layer of complexity to their rivalry. Haney's lawsuit against Garcia, which alleges misconduct and breach of contract, has become a major stumbling block in negotiations for a rematch. Garcia has publicly stated that he will not entertain discussions until the lawsuit is dropped, further delaying any potential resolution. Promoters and analysts have expressed concern that the ongoing litigation could derail the fight altogether, robbing fans of the chance to see one of the most anticipated rematches in recent history. Boxing legends and analysts have weighed in on the Garcia-Haney saga, further elevating its importance. Mike Tyson has called for the rematch to happen, emphasizing the need for champions to prove themselves in the ring. Floyd Mayweather Jr., however, has taken a more cautious stance, stressing the importance of ensuring a fair and clean competition before proceeding. These differing perspectives reflect the broader debate within the boxing community, where opinions on the rivalry are deeply divided. While some see Garcia as a talented fighter deserving of redemption, others view Haney as the rightful moral victor, embodying the values of integrity and discipline.
If that's the claim, and you put up a challenge for him to get back to the weight that he needs to, maybe double down on the weight to do the testing on them. But if that fight happens...
big fight, yeah.
It's going to be...
Big fight. It will happen, I believe.
How soon do you think it'll happen?
I mean, look, he's going to be banned till, what, May?
It's nothing.
So, Devin needs to fight, really. I said to him the other day, that was a tough defeat physically. You could really do with a comeback fight of some respect. Confidence, going through camp, because that was a beating.
You think he needs a fight before he goes with Ryan?
So. I would advise it.
To fight somebody before.
Just because when you get beat like that, it's a long time out of the ring. You're talking about over a year out of the ring anyway.
What do you think about the ongoing rivalry between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney? Should they settle their score in the ring, or is the controversy too big to move past? Share your thoughts in the comments.